Quay just passed away, so we're on to Boom.
Nice. New dog.
Yeah, new dog. He's got a lot to live up to. I mean,
Yeah.
Quay had two national championships, a couple SEC championships. Got his work cut out for him.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, Georgia Bulldogs. I mean, you got to live it up the last couple of years. I mean, couple natty ships. Was that nuts?
Yeah. Um, it was a time. It was a wild time just for the whole university in general. I think both of those nights are something that every single person has ingrained like for the rest of their lives. I know me and most of the hockey guys were all at this one place called Paloma Park. They've got this giant LED screen, and we've got the video of it. They put it up on TikTok of everyone just going wild when Keely Ringo made that interception
Yeah.
and ran it back, and that's probably the most nuts thing I've ever experienced in my life. Like we were there. That's it. We went there for the when the Braves won the World Series a couple months earlier too, and it was just completely different. And the way that people swarmed the streets, the arch, people were running all the way like 20 minutes into campus down to Sanford just to go stand out to there and take pictures and whatnot. It was a time.
Let's go. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really a college football fan, but my friend, he's from Georgia on my hockey team. Shout out Mason Palmer if you're watching this.
Palmer?
Yeah, Palmer.
Yeah, yeah, I know Palmer.
Oh,
I
that's
don't.
crazy.
Yeah, I know we grew up in the same program, but yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Palmer. He's the one that, got me to be a Dogs fan.
Yeah.
I'm always barking in the locker room.
Yeah, I mean, down here, I mean, I'm from Atlanta and college football is do or die. Like you are raised on college football. It doesn't matter whether your family did or not. Like you go to school, like you pick a team when you're young and that's what you go with. And
Yeah.
that's more than likely where you end up going to college too. Like that is such a
Exactly.
heavy influence down here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the culture down there, it's awesome. I feel like people are a lot nicer down there, hence Southern hospitality, Um, good food down there, very nice people, and it's great warm weather down there.
Yeah, it's why a lot of we've got quite a few transplants on our team. We're about I think half and half with guys that are from up north, guys from Atlanta. But I mean, all of them when they come down usually say the same thing. It's like, we come down here for the weather, but everything else that comes with it's like nice. The people everywhere are nice. They're always welcoming and warm. It's not like what I've heard about some things, kids that are from Mass walking around Boston and having some unpleasant run-ins with people.
Yeah,
But
it's not fun. I mean, it is fun here in the summertime, but it's mean, it's groggy, it's not like the South.
yeah, no.
And no, and you can't really compare like someone from, Massachusetts could be watching this and they'll have no clue what we're talking about. Like all the things that come with the South, like, the nice people, warm weather. No one knows about that until you go down there and experience the South. It's like a whole nother world.
Yeah, I mean even just if you came down here and went into a restaurant for a couple, if you came down to Atlanta and went into a Waffle House for a couple hours, I mean you'd see exactly what we're talking about. I mean, there's a reason we call it a Waffle Home. You go in there, you get the best customer service. They'll tell you your life. They'll listen to you talk about your life. Like stuff like that is just it's so normal down here that it's like I'm desensitized to it, but when you come down here, I feel like you really get the full effect.
Yeah. I mean, I went down, I've always lived in New Hampshire, which is basically, like the Boston area, same people. But for me, it was a complete culture shock going down there. And it was like, these people are so nice. It's awesome, amazing down there. I mean, Kentucky's not really even the South, too. So it's like, couldn't imagine the real South. Um, so let's get into a little bit of hockey. Can you tell us about like the light show that they do with the phones and what that's all about?
Yeah, so that is a big thing that we do at the University of Georgia for every sporting event. That they can, I guess, control the lighting situation in even, but it's called the Krypton Fanfare, I think is the official title of it. I think it originated with the football team, but pretty much there's this one song that the band plays every time we go into the fourth quarter and whatever equivalent that would be for the other sports. So for us going into the third period, um, and everyone holds up their phone flashlight and they move it up and down along with the beat of it. And I get chills every time it happens, even, even if it's just a like we've gone some places and fans still do it. It's like even if it's a few people, like it's just got an effect because that's not just something that's like hockey, it's something for the entire university. And with us being a club sport, it makes us feel a little bit more like the athletes. But
Yeah,
it's awesome. It's an unreal feeling.
exactly. So are you fired up or are you like, do you get nervous? What is it?
Oh, I get juiced. Like you experience that when you go out there and you're like, all right, like I'm ready. I mean, you could be out there. It could be like a 5-0 game and you have that happen and you're like like we better put in five more.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, just it brings you such a sense of pride that you just want to go out there and play your best.
Yeah. Especially playing in front of a crowd as a hockey player. Like you grow up. I mean, there's only ever parents in the stands, a couple of your friends. But when you go to college and you get to play in front of a crowd like that, it's like the coolest thing.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot different. For a lot of guys on the team, like this is definitely by far the most amount of people that they've played in front of. I mean, even like we went down to Savannah a couple weeks ago. Like that's easily 5,000 people in the lower bowl that are there watching a club hockey game. I mean, they might not realize that it's club hockey or whatnot, but they're still there cheering you on and everything.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, even when we have the arena up here, we still get somewhere like 2,500 plus people that show up, whether it's your friends that come out and watch. We do a lot of fraternity, sorority, day nights and stuff like that. Like, and they get wild. Like they
Yeah.
get pretty. I remember it's funny. Probably the most wild crowd I've experienced was um the Christian fraternity on campus, BYX. We were playing Tennessee at home in the Classic Center ballroom, and they sat them right behind the Tennessee bench, and they were giving it to them nonstop the entire game. And you know that they're dead sober, and they're giving it to them. It was hilarious. It was probably one of my more funnier memories on the team.
Let's go. It's electric when you get to play in front of that. Um, I mean, it sounds crazy down there, for the hockey. I don't know why someone would want to choose, a crappy Division 3 college instead of going to Georgia or like a Kentucky or, you know, one of those crazy schools, even UCO, Liberty, schools that pack it out in their club hockey. I don't know why you'd want to not choose that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, that's why we got a new guy on our team this semester, Ryan Bailey. He's a kid that a lot of us grew up playing with and against, and he was playing Division 2, I think it was, at Franklin Pierce University. And besides some other factors, he was just like, well, why don't I just come home and play with my friends.
Yeah.
So he's down here. He scored 5 goals in his, or yeah, I think he's got 5 goals in his first 3 games, and he's having fun doing it. Like,
Mm,
why not? Why not go play with your friends in front of your family back home?
yeah. And it's crazy. Like the hockey, Division 3 hockey, it's a lot better than the club, but it's not the craziest gap, to be honest. It's not the craziest gap, but it takes a lot of work to get there. And I mean, you're not like you play your whole life to get to that level, and that could be your dream.
Hmm.
But I mean, I think the club hockey's taken over at this point. I don't know why you wouldn't want to do it.
I mean, the best like advice that I got from my coach when I was trying to figure out like what I wanted to do because I got to around the point of 16 where it's like down here when you hit that 15, 16 mark, like you're either going up north, you're going somewhere else, either doing a different program or you're playing juniors, or you just accept where you're at and you're gonna go play club hockey or not play hockey anymore at all.
Mm.
I mean, it's like that. It normally that process starts around when you're 14. When you're 14, you usually figure out what's going on. But I got to 16 and I just went to my coach and I was like, look, realistically, like, do I have any shot of playing Division One hockey? And he's like, no. And I'm like, okay. I was like, there's no point in me going and playing 4 years of juniors to end up at a D3 school when I can get a way better education at, you know, a school that's an hour, 15 minutes away from my house and I'm paying almost nothing for it.
Mhm.
So
And you get it's the full experience. It's not just, the education. You're getting that college experience that every kid wants to experience.
yeah, yeah.
That you're not at a small school like, you know, where me and Palmer went to school. We don't have football, dude. Imagine,
Yeah.
going to college with no football team. Who are you going to root for? No one.
Well, and I've heard a lot of things just about like, a lot of these Division three schools, they're like, 2,500 kids or something like that. Everyone knows each other's business. I've heard some things from a lot of my buddies that played D3 or, went to prep school and it's like the same environment or it's like, everyone knows each other. Everyone knows your dirty laundry. You got a very small circle. You better keep your
Yeah.
reputation tight.
And if you're a little bit of a character, it's like fuck. Now you're walking around looking like a goon, looking like a clown on campus because you're a character. You
I think
know,
it's funny that you say that because our team is almost exclusively like characters. Like they're our captain said this on another podcast, but it's the truth through and through is like on our team, you could pick any guy out of that bunch and they're so unique in their own way and but we all love it. It's a great energy to have. It's great to have a locker room where, you can be buddies with anybody and just have a good time and they bring their own something to the table. It's not like everyone's a robot.
exactly. And what you might get at like a smaller school is there's a bunch of people that are not rowdy that have never been in an SEC environment. Everyone down there is nuts. Football games are nuts, hockey games, everything, you know. So you don't get that at a small school.
Yeah, definitely a different environment.
Yep. Um, so for hockey, what do you guys get for gear?
So right now what we have is we've had a little bit of a switch up with helmets. Normally what we do is everyone's that you'll see a lot of guys got just like a base CCM helmet with like black cage. A lot of guys have gone and gotten their own like other helmets, or if they've had a red one in the past, they use that, whatever, put a bubble on it. You can do that if you want. Gloves, we got team sets of Warrior gloves, black and red, and has the standing dog logo on it. And then pants, we get every year we put in a team order for Bauer pants. So we've got Team Bauer pants with our logo stitched onto it. Um, and then jerseys, we have a red one that I don't think we've really worn that much this year. We've got a white one, and then this year we debuted our black alternate jerseys, which are sick. Love using those. And then sometimes with those we would have like a silver shell to kind of match the black uniform that the football team uses. And then we do a lot of specialty jerseys throughout the season. Last year for the outdoor game, we had like a cream colored jersey that said Athens across it, and it had just a whole bunch of different stuff on the sleeves and whatnot to just pay homage to the city. We do Savannah jerseys every year that a sponsor designs and pays for. This year was our sponsor Balfour. And then we had a stand up to cancer jersey that we unfortunately weren't able to wear this year. It was like lavender color. But those, and then we normally also do a Christmas jersey that we also weren't able to do this year. So
Nice, dude. Looks like, I mean, that's awesome, dude. I think I saw the Athens one, the Winter Classic one. Those are awesome.
yeah, I've got it in my closet. I've got that and the Christmas jersey up here if you want me to pull those out.
Oh yeah, yeah. I see it.
But
Nice, dude. Um, what was I gonna say? Okay, so you recently just played in fuck the I don't even know how to it's fucking my mind right now. The classic. The
yeah, Savannah Hockey
Savannah
Classic.
Hockey Classic. How was
Yep.
that?
That that's there's nothing else like it. That whole weekend is really just for us primarily it's about everything around the hockey. I mean, yeah, you want to go there and you want to win, but we go down there on Friday and we go to the children's hospital and we go visit the kids. Um really just put everything into perspective. We get to be able to play the game that we love and be healthy, be happy. These people are going through real times, and then just being you're just playing those games in that sick new barn that they have is unreal. And seeing all the fans that come out, that may not know that much about hockey, but they see the Georgia logo and they want to just come out and support is amazing. And the energy that they bring is next to none. Um, and then just enjoying Savannah, like we say, like if you win, you have the best weekend of your life. If you lose, maybe not so much. But we won this year, and I'll tell you what, we definitely had a very fun weekend.
Nice. Nice, dude. Awesome. That's what we like to hear. And did they do the light show?
Yeah, they did. They did. Not a lot. A good amount of people did, but I think a lot of people were also left over from the game before the Tennessee Tech game, or yeah, Tennessee Tech game. So I don't think they were on board with it too much.
Pretty cool. Savannah Classic. Nice. Um, and so when do you I I mean for all the guys that are, in the SEC hockey right now that I've got on here, when do you think that they'll actually add Division 1 hockey at Georgia?
Um, I'll be honest, on our front, I don't think it would happen unless another school did. Um, we have kind of a weird history with the athletic association here. Mainly because at times we can compete with the basketball team, which is not exactly the best look for them. Um, but yeah, no, to be honest, I don't think that anything's gonna happen until like, Alabama. If Alabama got one, Georgia would immediately go searching for donors. They probably had one within a month. They probably would announce one in a month. If
Hmm.
Florida got one, probably Tennessee. So, um, but that's just because it's hard. Like even in the South, it is hard. It's really hard because you're trying to introduce a game to a completely new market. I mean, Florida not so much, given they have NHL teams and whatnot. But Alabama, UAH tried to have a team and that unfortunately folded. Until now they just have their club team. But I will say Georgia as a whole as a hockey market is exploding. Um, it's kind of plateaued since like recently. Um, we're just now coming off the cusp of kids that were able to go see the Thrashers play and we're able to actually experience NHL hockey and that kind of boost to youth development. So, but we're still getting a lot of transplants. I mean, Atlanta and North Atlanta, the suburbs are growing probably quicker than they were 20 years ago. So, I mean, just seeing all the Northerners that come down and like people from out west and whatnot. I could see it being supported eventually, but probably not for like the next 10 years or something like that.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I hope they add Division One hockey at all these SEC schools, and we just have an SEC league, hockey league. It'd be fucking nuts.
It would be nuts.
SEC hockey, man. I mean, fuck, it'd be like football, but in the fucking hockey arena.
Yeah. I think what a lot of like these schools don't understand is like, yeah, it would play second fiddle, but I guarantee you people would want to go to hockey games and like see the scrums and, the big hits and whatnot. Because I mean, hockey is essentially football, but going a little bit faster and just the contact isn't as like, as bang bang, but
Mhm.
it's still in kind of the same boat of physicality.
Yeah, dude, I think it would be huge. And if you put that, on a college campus, the hockey arena is probably going to be a lot smaller than the football arenas. So there's going to be more like people that are wanting to go
Oh
to the
yeah.
hockey games. It's going to be more of a necessity or whatever that fucking word I'm looking for is. But
Well, that's
it'll
another thing is that like I mean, but for those that don't, like the SEC fan bases at schools is unreal. Like it doesn't matter what it is. Like we just had a basketball game against LSU and that we were just watching and like you look at that arena and it's packed. Like you go
mm,
to a gym dogs event or a volleyball game, like people show up because it's Georgia and they're loyal to it. And like it always like the SEC means more.
it
Like
does.
it does.
And you see it when you go to an SEC school, and that phrase just doesn't mean anything to anyone else
Yeah.
unless you go to an SEC school and you see what it's like. You see what the bars are like. You see what the fucking frats are like. You see everything. It's fucking nuts everywhere you go. Down south, SEC is fucking legit. Well, dude, thanks for jumping on, man. I appreciate your time. We got a lot out of you, a lot of clips that I could jump on and put on the Instagram. So thanks a lot, bro. I'm gonna end
Yeah, of
this right
course.
here, and I'll talk to you in a second. In a sec.